Who here has fallen for Hero Wars? I know, right? It may surprise you to hear that I actually don't mind mobile games. I'm playing quite a lot of Dr. Mario currently, which is free to play, but besides that, I suggest checking out games from companies such as Grapfrucht Games and obviously the upcoming Space Harrier inspired Meow Meow Castle. But Hero Wars? Yeah, that got me hook, line and sinker. The advert shows a sort of, I don't know, incredible machine type mechanic which actually looks like a lot of fun. Heck, if I've only got 5 lives and I've got to wait half an hour for each one to replenish, I don't mind too much. It looks pretty good. That is until you download it. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Hero Wars, and this isn't. And although I'm still waiting for someone to make this game, until that time I have decided to make a video on this topic. So, you know, it wasn't a complete waste of time. You see, even though it didn't do what it said on the tin, the marketing department for this game did such a good job that they actually got me, and no doubt millions of other people, to download it. And although I didn't give it the time of day to get hooked, I'm pretty sure plenty of others did. So, marketing team, for better or worse, you did your job, you bastards. However, today, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at the ones that didn't do it right. The companies that did really, really stupid things to promote a game or a gaming product. Hi everybody, I'm Daniel Robertson, aka DJ Slope from Slope's Game Room, and this is 5 stupid gaming promotions. NordVPN, a service that they offered me and I turned it down. Why? Because I'm already using it. It's a service I've been using for many years, not only to keep myself protected from the outside world, but also to get around location restricted news sites that sometimes are so specific and niche I would have absolutely no way of creating videos like these without a service like NordVPN. And guys, that's the honest truth. Plus, it is pretty awesome to be able to go about your day and not have to worry about what your ISP provider's looking at, you know, or even dodgier people than that. As a dad, security is everything for me, and if this sounds appealing to you, do what I did. I signed up using a link in the channel that I wanted to support, and if you want to help Slope's Game Room out, then you know, let's work together by going to my specific link below, using the coupon code Slope's Game Room, and by doing so, not only do you support the show, but you are also getting an awesome service with some rather awesome savings if you use the link below and go for the 3-year plan, which is exactly what I've been doing. Plus, on top of all of this, you'll even get 1 extra free month completely for free just to see if this service is really your cup of tea. Which it will be, for sure. Anyway guys, thanks for watching this and let's get back to the video. Watch Dogs. You know what, I actually thought it was a pretty good game. I reckon by the time they bring the 3rd game out, they would have really nailed the formula. And you never know, by the time the 3rd game comes out, maybe, just maybe, they'll actually learn how to market it too. Because to start off this list, we're going to start with the most infamous entry on the list. And for this, we need to go back to 2014 when a good amount of promotion was being done for the first game in the Watch Dogs series. And no, I'm not talking about the huge graphical drop either. See, it was about this time when an Australian newsroom received a suspicious looking package. When opened up, they found a safe. What was inside? Who knows? The package had no return address or anything indicating where it had come from, it just had a note that said, check your voicemail. Okay, fair enough. It's probably just a promo for something, right? Sadly, the news reporter didn't use his or her voicemail, and after calling up other newsrooms to see if they've received a similar package, which they didn't, a random set of digits were entered and the safe began to beep. Okay, this is looking pretty dodgy. The bomb squad got called in, the safe was scanned, taken to a secure location in the basement, prized open, and They got a nice copy of Watch Dogs and a couple of t-shirts and an embargoed note. Yeah. Oh well, at least it wasn't Australia's worst mailed out agency gift, because that actually has to go to the time that South Australia was promoted with the tagline, "Be the big fish in a small pond and come test the water." This was when they sent out real life goldfish and several were dead on arrival. Oh jeez. You guys might not know this, but even though the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One came out mostly around about the same time as each other for the majority of the European and American listeners, there were certain parts of the world that Sony's system beat Microsoft's by quite a decent margin. Yeah, this is pretty standard. It would be amazing if everything got released worldwide day one, but obviously, this doesn't happen. And in this case, it didn't happen in India especially. Now, having to promote your old games console for the holidays when everybody knows that the next generation is right around the corner and the competition is already out, let's be honest, isn't exactly going to be an easy task at all for any marketing department. Some do it great, and some they don't. In an attempt to squeeze one last set of holiday sales out for the Xbox 360, Microsoft came up with the idea of letting you buy a 360 at 3 or 6 months completely interest-free. In other words, buy it now and pay for it up to half a year down the line. Not the worst idea, that's for sure. That is until the advert for the interest-free offer started to go out, no doubt right below Sony's adverts for its new system. And it said, "After this, your interest in an Xbox could be zero." I haven't doctored this, guys. This is exactly how the advert looked. Just imagine Sony doing brilliantly promoting their system and Microsoft off the back of that awful conference launch basically telling you that you're probably not going to be interested in the Xbox anymore. Probably should have done a bit of proofreading here, guys. You really didn't help yourself back in the early days, did you? No wonder Sony had such an easy time taking you on.
This is how you share your games on PS4.
Thanks.
PlayStation.
I always find it quite interesting to think to myself, how would I promote something, especially if that something is something that I something? I mean, like. Burnout 2 was and still is an awesome game. Seriously, go back one step further than you normally would with this series and replay the last entry in the series before it turned into the crashing is a good thing simulator. Burnout 2 was a great game. The first was very, very popular, and if you ask me, you just need to remind people of the series and showcase how you've improved. Pretty significantly too, if you ask me. Bloody good game. Well, Acclaim Entertainment, right off the back of paying idiot mums $10,000 in bonds to name their baby Turok to promote a game of the same name, put even more lives in danger than the eventual bullying of this kid when they came up with the perfectly safe idea of paying your speeding fine. Obviously, the UK government were furious at the idea of promoting dangerous driving, and the Department of Transport also kicked off a little. Basically, they are encouraging people to speed and to break the law. I just hope for their sake that none of these people end up knocking down a child. Acclaim obviously pleaded innocence just like they did when they promoted Shadow Man 2 with a promotion that might especially appeal to the poor by promoting the game on tombstones. What the fuck is wrong with this company? Who here remembers Guitar Hero? Of course you do. What about Band Hero, Rock Band, Rocksmith? Yeah, it's getting a little bit hazier now, isn't it? Well, how about this bombshell? Who remembers PowerGig Rise of the Six Strings? Nah, me neither. And for those like me, let me give you a little history lesson. The year is 2010, and whilst the more well-established Guitar Hero and Rock Band franchises were completely owning the market, we started to see quite a few knockoff, mostly plug straight into your telly peripherals. And, most notably for this segment, PowerGig Rise of the Six Strings. How was this different? Well, it actually came with a fully functional electric guitar. What's all this about? Well, it's as cheap as an electric guitar can be. You know, it still technically works, but you'd never want to actually use it for that purpose. It sold for a hell of a lot more than the competition. It was crap as a proper electric guitar, and the game itself, well, it didn't actually feature much more than the competition, and it definitely didn't teach you how to play real guitar. Well, not any more than Guitar Hero and what have you. And because of this, it only got a few extra tracks of downloadable content thrown onto it, and the reviews were pretty much scathing throughout its life. And would you believe it? It's actually devalued more than Guitar Hero peripherals nowadays too, because, you know, of that original price tag. But that's the long and short of its life. However, what is quite messed up about this forgotten device is how they marketed it. What you are seeing here is a promo video for this game. Obviously its biggest competitor was Guitar Hero and Rock Band, and obviously it was pushing the fact that the PowerGig guitar was higher quality. So, they decided to clamp together what is possibly hundreds of Guitar Hero guitars and push them all into an active volcano. Now, obviously, burning stupid amounts of plastic in a volcano or anywhere is a really bad idea. It's incredibly bad for the environment, pumping out dangerous amounts of gases and what have you, but what's crazier still is that this, ladies and gentlemen, isn't exactly true. But it's still pretty bad. You see, the volcano in Iceland wasn't even active. The timing of this stunt is a little hazy, and it's understandable why they chose this particular volcano, as during the early part of 2010, thousands of earthquakes took place right here. Now, obviously, when I say thousands, I'm talking technically, as these are tiny and not really newsworthy, but still, on the 14th of April 2010, it did properly erupt, causing a melted glacier to flood down the side, requiring 800 people to be evacuated from their homes. Obviously, this wasn't the big Hollywood eruption you would expect, but it did cause some delays to people's daily lives, as well as disrupting a little bit of air travel too before it calmed down, and has yet to do anything since. Which is when I predict that the marketing peeps decided to rock up to a now non-active volcano, and this, what you are seeing right here, is actually the real non-edited footage. So yeah, not only was PowerGig responsible for releasing a pretty shoddy video game, but they also completely littered the gorgeous scenery landscape of a non-active volcano in Iceland too. We started this video chatting about the ridiculous hero wars, but long-time internet users will soon tell you that it's been a lot worse. For any of you people out there that think that using sex appeal to market your game is a new thing, I do suggest signing up to my Instagram, as I show you every week just how redundant that claim is. Case in point, I introduce you to Ebony. Not that bad, right? Not at all. Back in the day of May 2009, this sort of advert was very standard. In case you was wondering, this is what the game looks like. I'm not hating on the game at all, you know, it's just not my thing. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this gameplay footage right here, and a nice advert timeline alongside it, which will show you just how insane these adverts got literally within only 3 months. And yes, these were adverts shown alongside random non-adult websites. As you can see already, we have moved from a standard angry warrior guy to sexy ladies, referring to you as my lord, and referring to her as your lover. Oh, you can play this sexy looking game discreetly, I hear. Oh, they've removed the nice frilly bit of her top, I see too. Here's some more that are getting a tad more frisky. Heck, not even a mention of Ebony here. Ah yes, that's better, thank you. As time went on, it got more and more ridiculous, guys, with this surely being one of the worst. Click on the body parts to create your ideal woman. Once you've done this, you would then be taken here, which is even more misleading before you play this. So yeah, these adverts constantly telling you to come play my lord just kept coming. Heck, as I'm editing this right now, I just can't stop finding incredibly attractive females looking rather suggestive, inviting you to play a game that has no similarity at all. And even though those adverts did get better, showing off a Super Bowl commercial with 0 boobies in sight, and including old I Frankenstein himself, the adverts, more than the game, actually became quite legendary, and a bit of a meme, especially when other companies ripped on them to promote their games. Hey there guys, thanks for checking out the video. I want to give a big massive shout out to all of my patrons, but first let's give a big shout out to NordVPN. Seriously guys, it is a service I actually use, can't recommend them enough, and like I said, if you use the link down below, not only will you get yourself 75% off and a free month, yeah, you will be secure for you and your whole family. I just almost fell out of my chair. Yes. Anyway, let's get over to the awesome Patreons for a big shout out going to Gary Pinkett, That Retro Video Gamer, Mantis, Ryan Burford, Andrew Dalton, Ben Jackson, Jonathan Haywood, Kevin King, Christopher Turnbull, Phil Lowlins, Tomek Grabowski, Ryan Holtz, Retro to Next Gen, Hawk89, Dina, Robertson Dunn, Lefty, and before we go ahead, actually Lefty did ask a question as part of the Patreon Q&A, and the question she asks is, did you ever expect or anticipate the level of success you have now garnered on YouTube? Did I ever expect to get this big on my channel? No, not straight away, in all honesty. Well, definitely not in the beginning. It was when these videos started actually picking up views, I was like, wow, there's something here, you know. And I just realised, you know, if I did that particular type of video again, or, you know, that sort of thing, and, you know, I really found my niche, and for whatever reason, people like my niche, and it just made it grow and grow and grow. So yeah, I knew I'd get here at some point, but just nowhere near this quickly. So yeah. Thank you. Back to the list, we have Intrigued Gaming, Abby Morris, Tim Levante, Asobi Quang DX, Tim Lunn, Pixels Limited, aka Samuel Victor, Red the Beard, Conrad Constantine, Pretendo 64, Creamy Elephant, Casey Garner, Blitz Hedgie, Kingling Reviews, Bew White, Wobbles and Bean, The Wonder Ducks, Ye Old Hamburglar, Dan Petit, Mike H. Fell, Lucas Softail, Ronnie Method, Sonic's Captor, Jeremy Rodriguez, Nick Pollard, Bram Perez, Marcus King McCut Tyndall, The Geeky Dad, Richard Carter, aka Fantastic Dizzy, who also asked the question, and he asked actually a couple. Is your leak all sorted now? And what made you start doing YouTube? So 2 questions from the Geeky Dad. Have I sorted out my leak? Yes, I have. In fact, for those people that don't know, this is what the outside of my garage looked like, what, about 2 or 3 weeks ago? And yes, now here we are in the garage. It's still not done, you know, there's still some stuff that needs to be done all over there. There's Alan. Hello, Alan. And actually the problem was behind this unit here. But yes, it is sorted, absolutely. So fairly soon you'll soon start to see videos being filmed in here. And what was the other one? Oh, why did I start a YouTube channel? Honestly, I knew weird stories about gaming that I knew a lot of people, other people knew as well, but no one was talking about them in video format on YouTube. So I decided to do that. And also I wanted to create the ultimate video on certain franchises, you know, and I, you know, wanted to find out a bit more about Super Metroid or whatever it was. You know, I'd look online and I'd have to watch 3 or 4 videos before I get a really good feel on whether I want to watch it. I wanted to make one video about everything to do with that particular franchise. and that's what the complete history is. So, yeah, that's why I started. Back to the list one more time with Toddpool Float G and Petty Mew. So if you guys want to get your name shouted out, get your name shown, ask me questions which I now start answering at the end of my videos, then of course there will be a link on the screen for you to be able to do just that. But anyway guys, I think that's enough plug-in for this video, isn't it? Yes. This is DJ Slopes signing out, and hopefully I'll see you all next time.